Are you recording right now?
Well, yeah, right now we are.
So how about this is the show right now?
All right, this is the
This is the
show.
show.
Hey, what's up? It's the Dead End Road show. We're in it. You're in it. Uh, this is Bill, Ian. All right, that's it.
Yeah.
Um,
That's how you do an intro.
that's how you do an intro. Just cut right through all the shit.
Yeah.
Um,
So how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Yeah, I woke up like half an hour ago, so just jumping right in.
Nice.
This is my coffee. This isn't even, just straight into it. I realized yesterday that the like we so heavily teased the sexy beasts thing last
We
week,
did, yeah.
and it's not available yet.
No, I told you that. July 21st.
I I missed that whole thing. I was like, I guess I was so excited for it.
Yeah, I mean Netflix's like marketing strategy in the past was always to like drop a trailer like a week before something came out, because they have so many
Yeah.
things all the time. So it was
Yeah.
kind of surprising that this came so early.
Right. So stay tuned. I guess for the sexy beasts. Cause yeah, I went to watch it because I wanted to be really fresh. I wanted to be really fresh. So I was gonna watch it last night. To have those first reaction thoughts.
So you're committed
But,
to this.
Well, I mean, I did the same thing with Evil. I watched the latest Evil last night too.
Me too. I did. I was like, I was putting it off.
Yeah. See, there you go.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, I was up late last night because it was the Big Brother premiere.
Oh god.
Right. So
yeah.
then that happened, and then I had to watch the Evil episode after that. And
Uh-huh.
then the Big Brother live feeds kicked off
Right.
at 12:30 a.m.
Of course they did.
So I had to stay up for some of that because it's the first night. But we're not going to get into any of that today because I learned my lesson
Now, yeah.
last week.
I have a feeling we have like a packed show, even without the sexy beasts.
Yeah, it looks like it.
So, yeah.
Wow, you had Sexy
what
Beast
is it-
so up high on the list.
I know. Yeah. Well,
You were ready to
because
go.
I had to look at last week's show notes, and I was also doing this while I was editing last week's. Yeah. All right. Let's just go right into Evil because we put it off last week.
Great.
Yeah. So Evil on Paramount Plus, which is that's the right app, right? That's what.
That's the one.
Okay.
I get Paramount
Yeah, 'cause
Plus through Amazon Prime.
Can you really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, because I'm a high seas flying pirate, so
Well, they had a deal for like, $1 for a month. So I'm like, sure. One
Yeah, why
one
not?
Bezos buck.
yeah. I mean, it's probably it's worth getting the streaming app if you don't want to be pay for a VPN and all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worth the price of admission. It's so good.
It's a terrific show.
It's so good. Yeah. So anybody, do you want to set it up?
I mean, I was hoping you
Okay. All right. All
because
right.
it's a lot, to be honest. Like this show is a lot.
It is a lot. Okay. Evil is like I almost think that the title doesn't do it enough justice for what it is. Because you think it's such an almost generic title for like what the show is.
Yeah, because it
All right,
kind of
so
like sits next to FBI on the CBS.
yeah,
at
yeah,
first
yeah,
glance.
or like what's that? Firehouse or Chicago Fire or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Evil is a semi-procedural about a group of what's the word that they use for them? They're
Yeah, probably should have.
they're not they don't say they're investigators. They're shit.
I mean, they essentially are, right?
Yeah, okay. they're investigators working on behalf of the Catholic Church to look into claims of the supernatural, usually demonic possession. One of them is a priest in training, and the two others are skeptics. One is a psychologist, and the other is like a sort of tech science aficionado. Like, I don't know. I like every time they like bring up his title, they just sort of wave it off as like what he does. But he's the tech guy
He
basically.
is, and tech is one angle that they approach their, um, approach they take for their storytelling quite a bit. Like they explore religion, they explore psychology, and they explore tech, and the way that those
Yeah, yeah,
interact.
yeah. How they converge and how they interact. So and so it kind of goes from there, and it differs from a lot of procedural shows in that there is like a monster of the week, or in often cases this show like a possession of the week. And there is a through line, but where a lot of these shows kind of just like tease this like overall narrative, this show develops the narrative heavily, where the possession of the week is almost the like the B plot rather than the main focus. Like they go hand in hand, but each episode is really really building up the narrative show, like more like a traditional serial
Definitely. And like
would
I've
be.
I've always struggled with staying invested in procedurals, even though I just love TV and I watch so much TV.
No, yeah.
But this show, for that reason, has really just kept me engaged.
Yeah, that was always my problem. Like even the X-Files, like I love the whole vibe of the X-Files. I love the character, like Mulder and Scully, like that whole thing. But I always wanted always wanted to see like the overall story. And it's like that joke from the Bare Naked Lady song, like I hope the smoking man's in this one. Like you want that, you want to see where the story's going. And the monster of the week, there are some really awesome stories in there, but like you still want to see it build on this whole world. And
Definitely. And it feels like even with the monsters of the week on this show, there are consequences that linger. And
Oh,
they
absolutely,
grapple
yeah.
with things well after that case has ended, right?
Absolutely, yeah. um like in this season, there are uh recurring, I don't I don't even know what to call them, I guess, because we don't know yet. Like they're either hallucinations or you know
Lucid dreams.
lucid dreams or demons
Yeah.
that are uh
And like
they
it's
keep appearing.
yeah, and it's
um
so cool how you'll have that happen and you don't have an answer for it. But then in the next scene, the character that it happened to will go talk to her psychologist and just be
right.
completely upfront about it and try and figure it out on her own, you know?
Yeah, yeah, it's not left to like um and even then you don't get a concrete answer, but it's still like
You're exploring.
you're exploring it, you're tackling it. It's not just left like, oh, that was pretty weird, huh?
Yeah.
Like it's everything in the show is addressed in one way or another, and it's plotted so well. um yeah, just like just the total characterization of it is, it's so well
It
done.
really, especially with all the themes that they try to bring in, it's really incredible how well put together the show is because of all that they try to tackle on like any given week.
Right, yeah. Like there was in the first season, like a lot of these shows like SVU and like all that shit, like they'll try to like mirror real world stories, and it always feels really cheesy, and they, it out of date.
Yeah.
Because they have to film it, a year beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
And it, like, they don't really tackle the topic. They just kind of reference it, and it doesn't feel like they know what they're talking about. They just want to be, current. It's very how do you do, fellow kids?
Yes.
But like in the first season of this show, they're talking about incels and like domestic terror,
Mm-hmm.
and in ways that feel nuanced and appropriate, and it was like shocking, and it's like, oh shit, they're really going for this, and they're doing it like right.
They are, and it's like they're
um
taking those topics and they're using them for major like storylines.
right, yeah.
It's not just a
And
drive-by reference. They're getting deep into it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not just for like the edginess of it. It's for a purpose. It's like to actually talk about relevant cultural issues.
Totally.
Like, yeah, this is like, if I don't know how deep into this current season we want to get, because
Yeah, it's like I almost want to try and, I mean, it's tough, right, when talking about something,
yeah,
but I want to try to avoid spoilers, because if somebody's going to listen to this and they're intrigued and they haven't seen the show, I don't want to like ruin anything about it.
I know, I
You
know.
know? But at the same time,
Yeah.
you do want to talk about it, so it's like,
Yeah. um because like we don't know where it's going yet, but there's a moment where they in this season they're teasing something about a pandemic,
that's right.
and it's like, oh, like, even for this show I still didn't think that was something that they would even approach.
No, I thought they would just sort of, in this world, there was no pandemic, right? They just kind of just
Yeah,
breezed by it and continued doing what they planned to do.
yeah. So that even that was surprising to me, and it like, we've been 3 episodes. That was in episode 2, I
I
think.
believe so, yeah.
And it hasn't been addressed again yet, but it's like they presented it as like this looming threat,
Which, I
and it's like,
mean,
oh,
in America, from the American perspective, COVID was a looming threat for like 2 full months,
yeah,
right? So,
that's true.
yeah, that'll definitely be interesting to see how that plays out, because they're definitely going to return to it at some point.
Right. Yeah, because everything in the show, yeah, they don't just leave something unstated, like, yeah. uh yeah, I don't even know what because there's so much, like, the framing of this season, like, I don't even with the storybook,
Yes, the intro to
like,
every
I'm
episode.
every episode is called like episode 3 was what, F for fire,
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
something like that. So that's a letter, and then a word associated with that letter, and it's the intro to the framing of it is that it's a storybook, and the storybook opens, and then you're in the episode.
mm-hmm.
um which is totally different than how the first season was presented, obviously. um and so, like, it's so fascinating, like, what is this framing doing, and it's like, I'm not sure yet, like, has anybody worked out,
Oh, if there's like a code.
what the, yeah, what these letters mean,
Yeah,
especially because there was, in episode 3, there was a whole thing about the languages, the alphabet of languages.
that's right. And how they were using like different letters from different languages to make codes and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, so there's a whole thing going on there, and that dates back to last season too, because they had that map.
right.
Yeah, yeah, they definitely play. They
Yeah,
definitely play the long game with this show.
absolutely.
But that
Yeah.
reminded me. Speaking of like the intro, I just this is a superficial thing, but I love when a show has a late title card.
Oh yeah, yeah. They really,
And like this,
they really push
they
it.
really do. Like every single time I saw that, I looked at the clock for the latest episode. It was 13 minutes in. Just a cold open for 13 minutes. I love it. And then you get that big title card with the, you know, the necklace dropping and the big evil, the
Yeah,
huge font. Oh, just it's great.
yeah, yeah. It's like a surprise. It's like,
Yeah, it's like, when's it going to be? And what's the moment that they deemed significant to lead into that, right? I
yeah.
don't know. I've
I
always liked that
guess,
type of thing.
yeah. I guess because like now, like they can edit the episodes in a way like there's no commercial breaks
That's
anymore.
right. Because I'm
Um,
convinced that they did film at least the first bunch for with the intention of it being on CBS.
yeah, that wouldn't surprise
Because
me
I
at
was
all.
telling you about how in the premiere, and I don't know if you caught this, but they did dub in an F bomb.
Yes, I didn't catch it in the first one. In the third one, I did.
Oh, there was one. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't catch the one in the third episode.
When she's in the car, I think the first time.
Really? I
Yeah,
might have to go back and find that, because I just find that
I
really
want.
amusing.
Yeah, I wanted to go back and see how like how well it was like the dub was done in.
Yeah,
But I was like, no, I'm too into the episode. I didn't want to go
yeah,
back.
because the first dub is
Um,
not is not well done. Like I
it
rewound
felt
it,
pretty
and it's,
natural.
yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah,
but
that's
yeah,
pretty
it's pretty
funny.
funny. But yeah, like even like because it was in. So that's actually 3 for 3 if you think about it. Because in episode 2, fuck was written on a wall.
Perfect.
So, and that could easily have been edited in post, like,
Definitely, definitely.
so.
Yeah, whoever's job it was to figure out when to insert these after the fact. It's pretty
Yeah,
great.
yeah. It's like, hey, we got free reign now. Let's just,
I mean, just wait until they
uh,
have free reign when writing the actual episodes.
right?
You
Yeah,
got to imagine, like,
that.
they'll have some opportunities for stuff that they're like, well, you know, we'd love to do that, but also we're on network TV. Not anymore, though.
Yep. Yeah. It's like I remember the thing with like Breaking Bad, and Better Call Saul. Like they're allowed one fuck per season.
Yeah, isn't there? There was
Is
that.
the
There was
thing?
that. That was in place by AMC, right? Like they did that for
Yeah.
advertisers, and then wasn't there like a general like cable rule back then where you could just like anything goes as far as language after like 10 p.m. or something? Yeah,
Maybe.
I think I remember
I just
that being the
remember.
case.
I just remember that was the thing for like so like the writers would like always try to make it count
Yeah.
for Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul
Mm-hmm.
because they were only allowed one per season. Um.
Makes it more impactful.
Oh yeah, definitely. Um. I appreciate and this is this week's episode too. Like the the like stock sex footage that they used
Yeah.
as like a dream sequence.
I was
It was
trying.
just
I was looking at it and I was trying to figure out if she was dreaming about like her co-star, like I forget the character's name, but no, it was just like stock footage.
yeah, it was like B-roll of people like kind of like rolling around in bed.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was like it was, but it worked because it was like appropriate for the scene. It was just supposed to be like this, just general like lust
yes,
that was going on. So, it worked, but it was very funny.
yeah. It's like
Um,
they're able to pull off stuff like that where it just has like this cheap, almost like goofy look to it, but it's still effective because it
yeah,
captures what they're going for.
they do that. They do that a lot with like some of the creature
Oh,
designs.
definitely.
Um, but then they can also turn it on a dime and make things that are just like fucked up and terrifying.
Yep.
Um, so this was in episode 2. Like the mural that dude was painting in his house as he's like going through it.
Yes.
Um, my brother was in the room as I was watching it, and he recognized it from a Polish painting, like the central figure without the wings.
Oh wow.
It's like from this unknown Polish artist, like this well-known thing, and then he showed it to me, and it's like, oh yeah, they definitely took inspiration from it.
Oh wow.
Which was really fascinating.
Yeah.
And then they turn that drawing into like a 3D render later on in the episode. And it was like terrifying.
Yeah.
Because like it's like foreshadowing it. You see it first as this like overwhelming mural that this dude is just etching into his house,
Mm-hmm.
and then it becomes real, you know, like, or you know, like it's given life.
Yeah.
But yeah, the things that they pull from are really fascinating. I absolutely loved the dueling exorcists.
Oh, that was incredible. Yeah.
Oh, it was so good.
It's like this season they're getting deeper into like different religions, which I think is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just exploring things further, like just in every area, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have you have these two exorcists trying to exorcise a 9-year-old girl, and they're both taking completely different approaches to it, and they're working in tandem even though they don't want to be.
Yeah, it was it was so good. Like just the moments of levity um in like dire situations are just like so good. And then you just have like pure exorcist moment where you have a little girl just like screaming demonic shit.
Yep.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's great because there's a self-awareness at times to what's happening, and then like you said, they can turn on a dime and it can just become very disturbing, very terrifying.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The writing is
Yeah.
just so strong, and the performances are great. Like Katya Erbers, the star of the show, is just, I think that character is incredible.
Mm-hmm,
Like I just
mm-hmm.
cannot
Especially
get enough of that character, especially like the sort of pivot that they've made with her between the season 1 finale and the start of the season.
yeah, what she's going through now is fascinating.
It really is.
Like I every week like you don't know what she's going to do.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think she does either.
No. Which is this fascinating turn. And now you don't know what her mom is going to do either.
I
Which
know.
Is,
it's like we didn't have Michael Emerson for a week, which you would think is a negative. But in this case, it was not, because it was replaced by something else, and that was like equally as effective.
Yeah. And for a second, I thought that they were leaning too heavily on the psychiatrist, but now I'm like, I think I like him being the straight man to all of this insanity.
I know that he's really like, they're testing his confidentiality.
Yeah, they're testing all of his ethical boundaries.
They really are.
Yeah. It's yeah.
Yeah, so
it's appointment TV.
It definitely is,
in a way that I haven't had in a very long time.
I know. Yeah, it's like Robert and Michelle King are the creators of this, and if I remember, if I have this right, I think they're also the creators of like The Good Wife, right, and The Good Fight.
I think so, yeah.
And then they also had that one season series, Brain Dead, with Mary Elizabeth Winstead a number of years ago. which I
Yeah.
really enjoyed too. So they've been like kind of the critical darlings over at CBS for probably a solid decade plus now. You
Right.
know, they've been really making quality TV.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, like if you're listening to this and you haven't seen the show, I highly recommend. I think the first season is still on Netflix because I know
I think it
it's not on
is.
Paramount Plus.
I think it's on Netflix.
Yeah, so as it stands right now, you'd have to watch the first season on Netflix and then subscribe to Paramount Plus for the second season, which is 3 episodes in out of a 13 episode season.
Yeah. I every week I can't wait. I can't
I
wait.
know.
It's and yeah, I don't I really want to see what they're doing with Michael Emerson now because I thought his arc was going one distinct way and they kind of cut that off at the head.
Yeah,
Um so yeah.
it's like it's the ideal role for him as an actor.
Oh,
Like
completely. As
I'm
the sniveling guy that thinks he's like this mastermind,
yes.
but also kind of probably is.
Mm-hmm. It's like even as much as I love Ben Linus from Lost, this is a cut above that for him.
Yeah, yeah, yes. Yeah.
He's terrific. But yeah, like I don't know if you had anything else. Like it's tough. Like it's tough to talk about.
It's tough. It's tough without me like just gushing about the total plot points of every episode this season.
I know.
And last season.
I mean, it's your show if you want to do it.
I know. I'm just like I mean, for now we could save it because we'll go back.
We'll go back to it. It's a long season.
We'll come
it's
back
just
to
getting
it. Yeah,
started.
yeah. We're only 3 episodes in.
Yeah.
But so yeah, we'll come back to it. But we wanted to talk about it a little bit, because it's so goddamn good.
Yep.
Do we? Okay. Have you seen this dude? This TikTok dude?
This TikTok dude. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Hold on.
There's no such thing as a coincidence. The fact that you're watching this video means you are energetically aligned with me and aquafarians, but you may know them as mermaids. The truth is, the being with a humanoid torso and fish-like tail is only one type of aquafarian. In fact, there are many more advanced aquatic beings that come in all shapes and sizes. Remember, only 5% of the oceans on planet Earth have been explored and charted. One of the elite's biggest secrets kept from Earth humans are the amount of cities they have discovered underwater. They want you to believe every underwater city is the result of a flood or natural disaster. But the truth is, a lot of these cities are the remains of ancient underwater civilizations purposely built underwater by aquafarians. Either that, or one big coincidence.
Okay.
So this sounds cool.
Okay.
My one question immediately for you is: do you know if James
Yeah.
Wan is directing this film?
Okay. So I guess that means you're not familiar with this gentleman.
Unfortunately, no, but I'm excited to be.
Okay. So this is William Knight. Okay. Now he blew up as a bit of a meme from the TikTok and then everywhere else because of this video. Shit. That's not a video, that's a tweet.
There is no such thing as a coincidence. The fact that you're watching this video means you are energetically aligned with me and this message. Your thoughts create your reality. But you already knew that, yet you still live a life that you dread.
Excuse me.
Oh,
That is because
Okay.
when you visualize your dream life, you unconsciously believe that it is unrealistic.
Okay. So, this gentleman with the piercing gaze that made a woman scream starts every video he makes with, "There is no such thing as a coincidence." Okay. He also slides into frame like a fucking Oblivion character. And of course there are thousands of edits
sure.
where he is an Oblivion character, and they're very, very good. They're very good. So he's also plugging an app. He's trying to promote his daily affirmation app called Grand Rising.
Okay.
And the TikTok where the woman screams is called Hack Your Subconscious Mind.
Is that the woman's TikTok or is that his TikTok?
That's his
Oh,
TikTok.
okay.
He posted that.
Okay.
He posted that. He's out. Okay, so for people, if anybody hasn't seen it, and I'm gonna describe the TikTok because this is an audio medium. He's out in a like at a park or somewhere, and he's doing his "there's no such thing as a coincidence" thing. A woman comes up jogging behind him. I think she might accidentally bump into him. He stares at her like he's trying to kill her. She says like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Then she screams whenever she meets his gaze, and then he continues on as if nothing happened.
Well, he knew that was going to happen. You know, because it's not a coincidence.
There's no such thing as a
Like, you can't shake this guy because he has the answers.
He's got something.
So how did you come across this?
I saw the original screaming TikTok.
Oh, you did?
I saw it on Twitter.
Oh, of course, because you get your TikToks from Twitter.
Right, I have to get them filled. It's the trickle-down economy of TikTok.
Yeah.
So he's got TikToks about time travel, UFOs, and lucid dreaming. And then he's got videos about mermaids and Bigfoot. And so we saw the one about the Aquafarians, but you may know them as mermaids. And this is according to the Daily Dot. He doesn't have any formal training. His, quote, affirmations and manifesting techniques come from years of studying and practicing the ideas on my own. And his app has mostly positive reviews on the App Store.
Have you downloaded it?
I don't have an iOS app.
Oh, it's only iOS.
I think so. So now I wanted to get into the he thinks just the background track is very good. I do the way he turns into the camera is just it's very good. He has his hand on his chin just so pensively, and he's got these he has like contacts in. It's such a spectacle. But I wanted to get into, so he believes that there's a group of elites that are hiding mermaids from us.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just wondering what that has to do with like the daily positive affirmations.
Well,
Like,
it doesn't have to connect. Like, he's multifaceted, clearly.
But then why start every video the same way?
Oh.
It's like a branding thing.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
there's a bit of a clash there.
Yeah.
Well, do you think there's a connection?
Well, I mean, there is no such thing as coincidence. Now, here's the other thing. I believe that this gentleman is another fellow follower of Carl Gustav Jung. Because at the end of this Daily Dot article. There's something about, I don't know who these other people are. When asked about the video, Knight is somewhat cryptic. Trisha and Courtney are not our only connections. I am excited for Klein, I don't know who that is either, and his viewers to stumble upon our biggest synchronicity. Now he's venturing into my realm. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So synchronicity is a theory of Carl Gustav Jung. It is basically the idea of not only coincidence, but the idea of meaningful coincidences of the collective unconscious. So it isn't the idea that there are no coincidences. It is the idea that coincidences are real and they are a naturalistic force.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that I stumbled, the way that I maybe not stumbled upon it, but the way that I began researching this was Persona.
Yeah, I figured.
So, yeah. But also it goes back further because I'm fascinated with the idea of irony. And I sort of have I sort of was developing a theory of irony, and how it can only be a function of language.
Okay.
And that coincidence is also a function of language. And what I mean by that is that something can only be ironic or a coincidence if you state it as such. Otherwise, they are just things that have happened.
Okay. So, like, does that have to do with also, like, you're assigning meaning to it?
Right.
Yeah.
But it can only be assigned meaning if you, like, through the act of giving it language.
Yeah, I see that.
So synchronicity is something similar, but Jung says that it's just sort of a force in the collective unconscious. So the fact that like if you stub your toe or something and then your grandma, like got a headache at the same time and you like discover that later on, that is because of something, like that is the collective unconscious like linking the two events together.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a force of the collective unconscious. It is not just chaotic events happening. So I just think it's funny that he is like branding himself in this way.
I mean, it's
with these bizarro videos where he's talking about Bigfoot and mermaids.
I mean, it's kind of brilliant though, right? Like if your goal is to succeed on social media and you want that attention, what better way than to bill yourself as being connected to everybody through their unconscious so that you're always with them?
I suppose so. But it's just the fact that you're watching this video means you're energetically aligned with me and Aquafairy.
So this podcast is now energetically aligned.
That's true.
Because you played the video.
That's true. I mean, me and this dude are already energetically aligned.
Yeah, I can tell. Have you reached out? Are we gonna have him on the show?
That would be incredible.
It really would.
But yeah, the Oblivion edits are very good.
There is no such thing as a coincidence, yet you still live a life that you dread.
By the gods, there's a psychopath on the loose!
They're very good. So yeah, that's William Knight. I'm obsessed with him.
Yeah. It's fascinating. I think it provides insight into you as well, to be honest.
Oh, completely. Oh, completely. It shows the psychopath on the loose is actually me. It's actually me. But yeah, if I start wearing turtlenecks and going out into the woods with nothing but my phone, you might want to do a wellness check.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for that.
Do you want to do the new segment?
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Okay, so this was something that you sort of pitched, and it's something I kind of wanted to do for a while, where I go through, I guess, either real or digital junk mail that I get.
Yes.
Or if anybody would actually like to send real communication, they could do so at video@deadendroad.co.
In case you didn't hear the last segment, our host here could really use somebody to talk to. So.
Yeah. Because of otherwise, I'm gonna have to hit up the RuneScape trad wife.
Yeah. Running out of options.
So, and if you also missed the last episode because it was like almost 2 hours long, I get a lot of spam email. Oops, this is the wrong subdomain. To the website, and most of it is in Russian or at least Cyrillic. And that I kind of ignore. A lot of it is trying to sell me shit. And some of it is just strangely beautiful spam. Just jumbles of words.
In Russian or in English?
Most of it's English words.
Okay.
So I thought I'd go through some of this. So like this one is just, hello, this is Greg. I'm owner of hclicks.com. I just noticed that your site is not contact with push notifications. Okay, so that's just selling me something. I mark it as spam and I move on. This one's from Gary M. And it says PUBG UC All Mac. All right.
PUBG UC All Mac.
Yeah,
like
PUBG UC ALMAQ. All Mac.
Are these all like acronyms for something? Like I know what PUBG is.
I don't know.
But...
PUBG, I don't know. UC All Mac. Maybe if I put it into Google Translate. It'll give me something. No, it did not detect the language.
Was that just the title? The subject?
That was just the comment. That was just the comment of what was sent.
Oh.
It was sent from a Russian email address. So yeah. This one is from Jamie at DeadEndRoad.co, which is funny because nobody works for me named Jamie. And their website that, like, you know, like how they have to give a website in the contact form.
Yeah.
They put bbc.com, which is interesting.
Okay.
Color changing swim shorts. Dive into the ocean and your swim shorts suddenly change color. These swim shorts are amazing. Hurry. Get it here. Coolshorts.online. So there's that.
Interesting tech there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now this one is from aceshine@mail.ru, another Russian email.
Oh, that's not
says,
Rutgers University.
I don't think so.
I didn't think so either.
Right? You would know better than I would. Okay, this just says, "Hi, nice site," and then it just says google.com.
It linked you to google.com.
It linked me to google.com.
Huh.
So this is the weirdest Google campaign I've seen yet.
So is this? Are they saying nice? I thought they were saying at first like nice site to you, like your website.
I don't know.
But maybe they're just saying Google.com is a nice site. You should check it out.
Yeah. No, they didn't give Google in like the as their website. They put in the comment section, "Hi, nice site," and then Google.com.
Oh, okay, yeah.
With the https://google.com.
Yeah. So the point here is that we really need people to send us real mail.
So we really need. So now here's the So these are ones that I've been saving. These ones coming up here. This one was from October 29th, 2020. This is from yourmail@gmail.com. And it says, oh boy, hold on. Let me zoom in. I need to take a deep breath because there's a lot going on. All right. Promoting, referring to Tumblr curso clotho, right vende len vin pen, opini sincera 6 minutos, pesquioso, basically no live search sobre o corso chromosome, o vene len e zeso e vie pen e investimento e enviro o recto.
You know what got me there? Is
Yeah.
chromosome.
Chromosome, I know. Yeah. Okay, so then that's either Spanish or some weird bastardization of Italian, because I see the word. Okay, then it says Hoje moram em Italy, a futuram. I hope none of this is like
Problematic.
Okay. Approaches mogul Anthony has got a dominance may well incontrovertible probably. He is known to persons to get king chur of money making as well as internet marketing.
Huh.
Really likes in order to really play games in reference to his children. Extraordinary assigned text amount is one thing. Effectively engaging choosing one iPhone app. Most of the demanding advantage pimple click. 10 announcements time of the day in order to really qualify. Credit cards encashment. Switch tokens back to the cash flow every last day.
It's fascinating because you never get more than like 5 or 6 words in a row that make sense together.
Right.
But you consistently get that much.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now this one is even a bigger wall of text. Okay. Serious Tank 2012, gambling on tips. Let's accept the fact thongs mostly are generated for regarded as being a complete woman tool, and as a result, that is definitely the upside rationale males consider one more time before you take up the job of buying one. Grown-up men thongs aren't as popular as fighters, and as a result, trunks, but by subtracting a look around, most track down associated with downturned gentlemen a great deal more lenient with damning on looking a new challenge, and consequently set up a ready-to-provide chinlove.com scam drop in addition to a thong. As of the male gender, seeing that consider using a thong, this stuff certainly prevent putting it on because comfortableness advantage and ascertained exactly as further your prized college football games picks are concerned. Try to be up to date with varsity baseball organizations, as well as the players be shown multiple more or less kids, the liberty helping put a little time once to finally regarded analyzed in addition to the prophecies, looking on all kinds of things you can inside regards to casual nice to choice on, while you have currency to receive diversion specifically choosing away from on spending to where anyone completely on with ease, making arena 1x bet in the event teams didn't do is usually we're joining outdoor garden shed cash, you win spore. Other than, will it risk only any amount of peace? Recommendation 5, recognize how much you might even run the risk of. Don't choice any day-to-day money that you really can afford wipeout. The pertaining to winning result in being the easier regrettably bear under consideration that the buying price of missing can be really distressing with your jean pocket. These days, affiliate gets appeared as a tremendous help, and this it truly produced for the fact very details about baby racehorses, so it's fairly simple. I know of lots post on this important particular at risk was considered thanks to the fact fulfilling as watching TV Catherine Zeta-Jones and Zorro.
What?
Merely just about all whilst. Notions interesting was considered the simple way baffling it used to be. Our organization started the actual secure fencing for many particular points that have been rapid harmonizes with the 3 pieces for an receiver and maybe afraid the wedding the particular 20 calling really should have refused in form I had done an innovative new training in this thing incredibly hot but probably gorgeous learn I thought it said lean thought about gained fresh project considerably immediately. I know had victory my 2 rounds involving crate location. Okay, so I'm halfway through.
Oh god.
This is only halfway through.
Oh my.
There was one part that I wanted to get to though. Shit. It's literally just a wall of text. It's not even shit.
So what is happening? Is this like next level SEO? Like, is this just all the words that have ever been...
What are the keywords? What are the keywords, though? Catherine Zeta-Jones?
And Zorro.
That's the only thing that I got out of this.
I mean, there was that bit about how man-thongs are not as popular as fighters, and, like, I just feel like that rings true.
That was the whole beginning part.
Yeah.
That was like almost intelligible, or maybe I'm just having a stroke.
And there was some advice in there about how you should cut out pocket money that you can't afford to lose.
Yeah, something about your jeans pocket.
Your jeans pocket, yeah. And I think they actually used the word scam at least once in there. So
yeah, scam drop in addition to a thong.
So good for their transparency.
Shit. There was something about the endocrine system I wanted to get to.
Oh, of course.
Okay, hold on. If take a look at starving got back meal amount of time, you must not gorge yourself alongside meals. You will also break not so on poor quality in with during your scooped be hungry. Then your body of a human isn't going to be stressing. Some sports experts are really the experts who can easily everyone featuring wagering. Quite a few short-term home announcements announced karate aficionados. Different doubtful web services showing free ideas which are actually blatant replications with real away from pundits. Accent piece is a normal process to suit one expert to drive a lot elder. Lifetime memories. When you are fans, you will be interior like gamblers call it. Most people find a be quick amongst adrenaline, and these companies encounter a thrill that cannot be combined basically just to several needs. Whichever player has gotten skilled method on how to hypotension with will popularity remarkable emotions will start whipping personal his chest area. The sentiments through thrills to assist you to scare euphoria pure. If engaging in something to generate profits from some specifics and causes, might do to on the kind of detergent and water for you personally given, the think about a bath. A lot of people request skin breakouts, any garment, many wear, or just the large choice of most frequently used purposes with why groin rash is associated. Undoubtedly, it is really miserable to process all of these breakouts as it might distract from your routines. The intention of IUD... What? Okay, wait. IUD? Isn't that an
uterine device? Yeah.
Okay, I was getting it confused with an IED, which is an improvised explosive device. Is to prevent yourself from contraception by the... Or wait, conception, same thing. By means of stopping ejaculate, getting into an egg cell. You'll find it out of 2 brands. Your office assistant, IUD, and perhaps blanketed combined with plastic, which often escapes endocrine progesterone. Office assistant IUD functionality for approximately 10 many necessities developed repaired when you finish 10 long period bear in mind IUD while using progesterone hormones. Feel the need to gain swapped every one couple of a few suitable selections for contraceptive available now, available right away. They start to both have the devices and as well furthermore negative aspects negatives. simply that reliable rubbers tend to be marvelous in giving birth. Perpetually support the power is now to ensure throughout the lap board created by staying piercing school that most of the testimonials are currently potentially they are consumers of specialized piercing vendors. This has encouraged contraceptives a given mom to be keep in the one full normal schedule before lady endeavors to conceive. This important mostly works your shape attain its accomplishing work up until load of being pregnant to put to use it.
So I know that we've joked a lot already about how, like, oh, we're going to talk about this thing nobody cares about, nobody's going to tune in anymore, but like you legitimately just lost everybody. Like, I wasn't going to interrupt you because it's your show and you know you can do what you want, but like what, like, why?
There's like a computer spit this out.
It did, yeah.
And these are words.
Yes, they're all words.
And there's something like it found this rational somehow. In some way there was an algorithm or a program or God forbid a person decided that there was a point to this. There was a point to all of these words.
So, is there a link that obviously you shouldn't click on, but is there a link to click on? Is there some point to this?
The funny thing, the funniest thing is no.
Oh my goodness.
No, there's not.
Oh man. I don't understand.
That's what I'm like. I find this fascinating.
Like, I have to like recalibrate and remember how to talk properly right now to continue on with this podcast.
How do you think I feel? I just read all of that.
Oh, it's incredible.
It went from talking a lot about a thong to talking maybe about sports betting.
Yeah.
To talking about meals to then talking about contraceptives. It's like they put in a bunch of words to like maybe sell some products, and then this is what a computer spit out.
So I think we need to do a close reading. I'm kidding. No, we do not. Sentence by sentence breakdown. Or is it all just one sentence?
There are periods.
There are periods, okay.
There are periods. I wouldn't say they're sentences.
Sure. There are breaks. There are stops.
There are exclamation points. I tried to hit those.
Did you hit some question marks? I felt like there were some question marks.
There were question marks. Towards the beginning, there were a lot of question marks. The thong was really unsure of itself because there was a lot of question marks.
Well, that's what you do. You provide a lot of questions in the beginning so that you can answer them and really satisfy the reader that commits to to reading the whole message.
There are a lot of questions.
Yeah,
I have to say,
a lot of questions.
I just think it's fascinating.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm nuts. Maybe I'm...
Or maybe...
Like, I'm not trying to divine meaning out of this.
No.
I'm just like...
You're trying to understand how we got here.
Like, if you think about the internet, right? There is so much fucking text. There is just so much text that is spewed and spewed and spewed.
Yeah, you might say it's a little bit of everything all the time.
Yeah, sure, okay. Thank you, Bo Burnham. But like it's just spewed out, whether it's written by people or not, or whether it's just like all just jumbles of data, and it's just kind of it's just there. And whether it's garbled nothing like this, or whether it's people writing stories, or or I don't know. I just find it fascinating.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm nuts. Maybe I'm crazy.
Well, maybe both. Maybe it is fascinating,
Sure.
but also you just spent like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I guess so.
No,
I
it
guess
was
that's true.
entertaining. That was definitely. I mean, I was expecting when you said you were halfway done. I could not believe it.
I know. I thought about stopping there, but I wanted to get to the endocrine
Of
system.
course, you couldn't leave that out.
The endocrine progesterone.
Yes.
I had to get there. So yeah, so like Ian said, like obviously we need real content from non computerized souls.
Yeah, or else you're gonna have to listen to another one of those next week.
Don't threaten me with a good time. But no, actually I'm actually out of spam. I don't have any more. I've been saving that since October of last year. I didn't know what to do with it. That's how nuts I am.
I mean, I'm not gonna argue.
I'm not asking you. That's what that's another problem of where I don't know how to spin out of this.
So it says here, Apex Legends, maybe best, worst, currently time, hack, do. Oh, sorry, I can't talk anymore because you just spent 10 minutes jumping in my brain. Do you want to do the Apex Legends story?
Sure. Yeah. So was that last week or 2 weeks ago that we tried to play Apex Legends?
I believe that was. No, that was last week, wasn't it? Yeah, I think that was last week.
Was that just last week?
Yeah, before last week's show. Yeah.
Okay, so last week we wanted to play something, and for whatever reason there aren't really that many multiplayer games. It's like bizarre.
Oh, this is gonna have to segue at some point into something that I wrote down, by the way.
Oh, yeah, we can get there.
Because I think you see it there.
Yes. So, we were gonna play Apex Legends, and so we both had to download it because I hadn't played it since the game launched.
Yeah.
So we were gonna do that, and there, like, for on my side, there was a whole thing of like, oh, is there a PS5 version? No, okay, well then I'll just do the PS4 version. That's no big deal. And so we tried to play. We were really bad. I was especially bad because I haven't played a shooter in God knows how long. It was tough.
It was really tough.
I didn't have any characters that weren't, base characters. There are people that can just fly now.
Yes.
There's the demon from Doom that just has side-mounted rocket launchers.
I do wonder if part of the reason we struggled so much was because we were playing on accounts that were already established, so maybe it didn't throw us into like the beginner cues.
But I had played 15 games.
That's
like, it
true.
wasn't like I was
Yeah.
It wasn't like I was, deep into it. It wasn't like I went back to Overwatch.
I know, yeah. I mean, I had gotten into Apex for like a whole summer in 2019. And I was really into it. I was playing every day, doing all the challenges and stuff. But then I hadn't really played it since then. So I was really out of it.
It was really tough. I didn't get a kill until like I don't know, 2 hours in, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, the time to kill just seemed like way lower. Like, I was just getting lit up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I couldn't even like engage back with anyone.
Yeah, and it's tough. It's tough not knowing like all these new characters' abilities. The characters have been added since launch. Knowing nothing about them, so like what you could be going up against. Knowing nothing about which weapons are best, really. It was an entirely new map for both of us.
The maps were all different.
Yeah,
and then there was the whole crafting thing with the points.
That's right. Yeah, they added that.
So then that was like when we were about to quit. I found out you can just craft a purple helmet.
Yeah,
which would have been useful like a few hours earlier.
Yeah, I guess like there's a material that you can accrue over time and like carry over from previous games and then use when you want to.
Yeah.
which Fortnite has
Yeah.
that as well now.
Oh, does
It
it?
does, yeah.
So yeah, so like we didn't have the best time. I mean, it was kind of fun how like poorly we were doing.
Was it? Yeah, no,
In a way.
it was. I mean, it was kind of tough for me because like you're on PS5 and I'm still on PS4, and the game does not perform as well as you would want. Like, it's definitely not 60 FPS for me, which I feel like you really need, especially with a shooter like this.
Yeah.
So the performance for me just wasn't where I wanted it to be.
Yeah, on PS5 it's locked 60, which is nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then it turns out Apex Legends is kind of going through it right now. I don't actually know. This was from 4 days ago, so I don't know what the status of the game is like right now. I'd have to boot it up and see. But the game was offline as of 4 days ago because it was hacked via people from the Titanfall community.
Unreal.
Yeah, so their gripe is that Respawn, the developers of Titanfall and Apex Legends, they have like abandoned Titanfall, according to them, and that there are like cheaters and DDoSers running rampant in Titanfall.
I'm assuming that's on PC.
I think it's on both. They're saying.
Really? So that's happening on like consoles as well?
Supposedly.
Wow. Because I know that game was given away fairly recently on like PS Plus, so I assume it had a pretty good injection of like new players and stuff.
Yeah. And so the small subset of the community, their solution to get the developers' attention was to hack their other game. Meanwhile, the devs, as of a month ago, have like acknowledged the issues and have been working on fixes.
So by hacking Apex, you are potentially taking resources away from them fixing the Titanfall issue itself.
Yeah. So
according
to this article from The Gamer, which is titled "Congrats Titanfall Hackers, You Made a Bunch of Devs Work on a Sunday," they basically just made them come into work on the 4th of July because their game was down. And that was really all it accomplished, because they were already working on combating hackers and DDoSers in Titanfall.
Yeah.
Because the problem with DDoSing is that like there isn't a ton you can do to combat it, from what I understand. It's like that's why it's so effective.
That's when you like, isn't that when you like have it act like there's just like tons and tons of people trying to connect to like one thing at once, and so it just like overloads the system or whatever?
Yep.
Speaking from a very non-technical standpoint.
Yeah, you send a ton of traffic to specific servers, and it overloads them.
Yeah.
So what that results in for games is that you'll have trouble logging in if the server doesn't just go down at all, or what was happening in Titanfall was that the ping will just be ludicrously high, so the game is, if you get in, is just completely unplayable. And then there's also just like hackers that can, I guess, cheat in those whatever ways they can cheat.
Oh man. Yeah, I hate seeing stuff like this. And it just doesn't make any sense that you are such a fan of a game, right? That you would then go and like attack the people that made this game that you love. It's just so ridiculous.
Right.
And accomplish nothing.
There's also the other problem of where it's like, how active do you expect them to be on old games that they are no longer, developing content for?
Yeah.
There's maintenance, yes, but like at a certain point, like they have gripes about like in the first Titanfall. Like, when the hell did that come out? That was like the beginning of last generation.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not
Like,
reasonable to think that they're going to use that many resources to continue to support that game when Apex is as popular as it is, and I'm sure it brings in a good amount of money too. Like, that's their main game. That's essentially like, it's not a sequel, but it's their follow-up, right? So
right.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Their problem, like, they're saying that like it's a scam because they're continuing to sell the game if the game isn't playable. And it's like, okay, well, doesn't Titanfall 2 have a campaign?
It does.
You know? So, like, why wouldn't they continue to sell that? Like, there is a point, but also, like, the game is super cheap now if they're not giving it away for free.
Yeah, it's like $5.
Yeah, so, it just, like, there's such a sense of gamer entitlement that is, just absolutely gross.
Totally.
And then to act out on it is just the scummiest shit.
Yeah, it's a lousy story. Not only did the devs have to come in and work on a Sunday, and people, had the weekend off, they're probably looking to jump on Apex, and they can't do that.
Right.
It sucks.
Yeah, it's awful. So like, it's like we got in like under the wire. Like, if we had attempted to play, because I wouldn't have known about this unless I saw it on Twitter. And so if you were like, hey, you want to jump on Apex, and I didn't see this, I would have been like, yeah, sure. And then we would have been,
out of luck.
Yep.
Yeah, we were just a few days before that. I know they've they've been advertising a pretty big like event coming up too. So hopefully, if things aren't already straightened out, that hopefully they are by then.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the current status of the game is.
Yeah.
This was just a few days ago, so. Yeah, it's just the dumbest shit. But segueing into so you're back on another battle royale.
I am.
I see.
Yeah, that little Apex session had unintended consequences.
Oh boy!
In that it got me back into Fortnite. Actually, you know what? Maybe it wasn't playing Apex. Maybe it was your whole bit about the marketing that you received. I just found that so effective and so intriguing that I had to check out the new season.
Yeah, the Aliens.
The new Alien season of Fortnite. And you know what?
Yeah.
It's really good.
It
is. The new season's really good. Like, I started playing Fortnite last summer, and I was into it for a couple months, and then I kind of fell off, I've been on and off since then. But the stuff they've added in this new season with the aliens and whatnot is very fun. Like, you can...
So, like, what...
Yeah, so you can fly these saucers, and you can, like, suck people up and throw them, and you can just, like, take them down from the sky. And they have, like, these areas on the map where you can get sucked up by, like, a big ship, and it takes you into a different place, and you basically are competing with other people to do this like, limited time mini game. And depending on how well you do, you get to go into a room with just a bunch of chests with gear, so you can basically just be, like, fully equipped for the rest of the round.
Oh wow.
Which is really cool. There's just, like, I mean, I don't want to say much about Apex because we really didn't give it a fair shake because we only played it for a few hours. But, like, it just feels like there's so much more to do in Fortnite.
Yeah.
Like, there's just so many diversions that you can take. So many, like, cool, like, little challenges and stuff that you can do. Like, I got the battle pass.
Oh boy.
Because, if I'm gonna play it, I'm gonna play it.
Sure.
So I got the battle pass. It's a really good one, I think. What I've always liked about the cosmetic side of Fortnite, like, their whole aesthetic, is that, like, they find a way to make things something that's, like, appealing to everybody or most people. Like, in this battle pass, there's one character that's like a punk girl. Technically, like, a ska punk girl.
Oh, of course.
But she's really cool. Like, I like her whole, like, vibe and aesthetic, and it's a cool character. It's a cool skin. But then there's like, something for kids. Like there's a big rabbit, and then there's like Superman, and there's like a soldier dude who like unzips into like this cool alien. Like there's just like all different things that like fit into the overall Fortnite aesthetic, because the aesthetic is just like a jumbled mess of stuff that's for some reason works. But yeah, so now I'm like determined to grind out this battle pass because once
Because you put money into it.
well, not even just that I put money into it, but the fact that like I really like this punk character, and once you complete the battle pass, you can go for like different like variants of like the skin. Like there's like a gold one and a silver one and stuff that look really cool. So I think I'm gonna just like grind that out and be on it for a while now. And I don't know. I mean, I was gonna ask you if you were willing to try out the game.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not like a too cool for school. Like
Sure. Yeah.
Ethically opposed to Fortnite or anything.
Right. Right.
It's just like it never interested me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. Since it's for kids, like I assume it would be easier to pick up than Fortnite, right? Or than Apex, right?
I think so, because I was coming back into it pretty rusty, and well, I mean, at the start of like every season, or if you haven't like played in a long time, they basically put you in a game with a bunch, mostly bots, so that you feel good about yourself and you do really well. So there is that, which is nice. But like even after that, when I was playing with real people, I feel like I was having a lot more success than I was in Apex. Like I've gotten like I think 4 solo wins in the week or so that I've been playing,
wow.
which for me, it's probably not impressive for most people, but for me is pretty good. I feel like
Are they still doing the thing where they put you in with bots and mobile players?
not mobile players, from what I understand. I think this could be outdated information, but I remember I was trying to play a little bit on Switch last summer, and I think if you're on Switch, you get queued up with people that are on mobile. But if you're on a regular console, I think it's just consoles and PC.
Gotcha.
Or you can also just play on you can turn off crossplay entirely and just play on on PlayStation.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Which for this game in particular is nice, because on PC I feel like it's easier to build structures and stuff. But like honestly, like playing it like just like as an average player, if you're not trying to be like super competitive or anything, you don't really have to be that great at building. Because I'm definitely not, and I've had a good time with it. So, but yeah, like I mean, if you're up for it, if you're up for trying it out, I think that would be pretty fun.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I got a maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, I've got credits left over. I can gift you the battle pass.
Then I would feel obligated.
Then you'd feel obligated, like you'd have to play it.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so I've been into that. It's been a good time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just the drama of Final Fantasy 14 rating is it's too much.
Still going strong on that every weekend.
I don't know about strong, but it's going.
Yeah.
It just like the annoying politics of it is like it sucks.
Yeah.
Like me and Tori just kind of want to be done, but we sort of can't be. It seems like other people want to be done, but we can't be.
Yeah, there's like this almost like an unspoken like, just like.
Yeah. And then there was like, because there's like an inner circle. It's like the mods of the server.
Oh.
And it's Tori's in it, and then it's like sort of like the raid leader, and then the my co-healer, who is like sort of MIA, like doesn't give a shit. So it's basically Tori and the raid leader. And so then I have like 1 foot in it because Tori just gives me all the information anyway. And so it's like the raid leader's saying like, yeah, if we don't make progress, we should just like shut it down. And that was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we haven't made progress. And last week the co-healer went MIA, and so we had to pug a healer. And we made progress, but then it's like, okay, but does that count? Because we didn't progress with our healer, so then we're gonna have to. He's gonna have to learn it. So, what does that matter? And thank Christ, I'm missing Saturday.
Yeah.
Because I'm my head's about to burst with these. It's just hilarious, like the amount of. I don't mean to like gloat or whatever, but like so much, like each poll we do usually falls on me. And like if I die, like if somebody kills me or if I rarely mess up, the poll is basically over.
Yeah.
My co-healer can't recover in the way that I can. And if other people die a lot, he isn't able to recover that either. So like we had a substitute healer in that we like a rando that we just picked up from the party finder last week. And there were situations where if like multiple people died, normally we would just say, "Oh, we got to wipe that." Meanwhile, every single time we were able to recover, just because we had a healer that had basic competency in addition to me.
Yeah.
So like every time we saw the end of the fight, like the phase 1 of the fight, basically. So it's just like I like have so much on my shoulders. It's like, oh my god.
Because what I was gonna say a few minutes ago was like, wouldn't it be beneficial to like you and probably other people in the group to be like, all right, we should probably take a break and come back, like I guess like when the new expansion comes out, right? And then like the game will be fresh again. Is that like a thing? But then now you're saying that if you step away, everything like crumbles.
Basically.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be fascinated to hear what happens on Saturday.
Oof. Yeah.
Fascinated, because my co-healer will, I assume, be back, and they have to find a healer to replace me. Good luck to that son of a bitch. I tell ya. Yeah.
Yeah. And so is this like this raid that you're trying to beat, is this just gonna continue on all the way up until the new expansion if you guys don't beat it?
No. Once we beat it, we're done.
No, I'm saying if you don't beat it, like
if we don't beat it,
you just keep trying until like when?
I have no fucking
no idea.
I have no idea.
Infinitely.
That's why the raid leader was saying in this private chat, like, if we don't make progress, we should stop.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, fucking when?
Yeah.
Fucking when?
Sounds exhausting.
It is, and we go for 2 hours. Well, we go for 2.5 on Saturdays and 2 on Sunday.
Oof.
And it's like, and so here's the other thing. So now somebody can't make it to Sunday sessions, and so now we're upending. So now we're going from 5 to 7 on Sundays. But the way that he asked everyone privately, I thought that he was just saying for this week. So then it turns out that's the schedule going forward. I just found this out today. So now, so that's dinner time. That's dinner.
Sure.
Like, what the fuck?
Do you remember when you used to love this game?
It's getting further and further away, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be
the
frustrating.
That's the problem. Is like I would love, because if I'm not raiding, I'm not playing the game.
Sure.
So I would love to not be playing the game.
Right.
But these people, like, some people are like, they say the same thing, but then they're on anyway.
Yeah.
They're like doing shit anyway. It's like, okay. So, yeah. But like, there's no new content. There will be no new content until the expansion. There's nothing.
Yeah.
They're just like finding shit to do, but there's nothing.
Yeah, that's rough. It sounds like definitely time for a break.
Yeah, we got one break a month ago, and that was because Tori was away,
Mm-hmm.
and so they were just like, we don't want to find another tank for 2 days, so let's just take a break. And that was the first break since December.
Wow.
Which is insanity.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, most people are probably just like, working like Monday through Friday or something like that, and then they're spending 2 afternoons doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once a game isn't fun, I don't know. At what point does it not become worth it, right? Yeah.
And that's the problem, is like I want to raid, but like I think that this group has run its course.
Yeah.
Like I want to clear this fight. I want the mount. I want to be able to say that I cleared the fight. Like, it's already to the point where they put in a buff where we have 10% increased damage and hit points
Mhm.
and damage resistance, because the fight has been out for so long, and we're still, struggling here. It's like there are no excuses. Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, sounds like it.
We already knew that this was a problem because the last tier we made it to the last fight, and it also took us so long that the new fights were coming out, and we had to abandon that fight, so we didn't clear that fight either. So this is a recurring problem.
Yeah.
Where we cannot clear the last fight of a tier.
So, what happens when they clear it on Saturday?
I will actually murder them. I will.
Yeah.
But they don't have a shot.
No.
Because we haven't seen the rest of the mechanics. We've seen. Yeah, no.
I mean, best of luck
It's
to
so
you
dumb.
guys. I'm rooting for you.
Yeah. I just want to be done.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm running out of things to do in NHL.
You don't say.
There's still, yeah, surprise, right? There's still about, I don't know, probably about 3 months left in this like game cycle. Like, I'm assuming like mid-October will be the release of 22.
It's usually before the season.
Well, it is,
who
but
knows
the
anymore?
last game got delayed.
Oh, okay.
So that was released, I think, late October. So, and there still hasn't been a release date announced yet, which there usually is by this time in like a normal year. So I'm assuming that, and it's the first next gen game, so I'm assuming it's going to be a bit later than usual.
Right.
But like, yeah, like all my this is Ultimate Team, by the way. This is the card collecting hockey mode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my entire offense is like almost 99 overall, like up and down. I've got that 99 Wayne Gretzky now.
Of course.
I've got my latest one was essentially 99 overall Nikita Kucherov.
Okay, yeah.
My Connor McDavid is 99.
I assume he doesn't come with the cap hit.
No, luckily there's no salary cap in this game, so I was able to pick him up without any issue.
What do you know? It's playoffs all the time.
That's right, playoffs all the time. Yeah, so there's not a whole lot. Like I can still do every week. There's the competitive season, which I'll participate in. but like you just do that for the rewards. And if I'm not like actively like grinding for like a new player, then I don't know how long I'll stay engaged.
Right.
But I mean, I guess that's just the nature of the game mode, right? Like the players have to get better all throughout the year, and eventually you hit the point where they're maxed out. So, I mean, I'm still gonna play it because it's a lot of fun to play with this just unbelievable team, that I've invested time into building. But yeah, that's like this is the first time that I've actually like stayed in like invested in an Ultimate Team mode throughout the whole season. So I'm kind of like still learning the beats of it, the way the cycle.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now I'm kind of just anticipating the new game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like when you hit 99 in an RPG. It's like
it's like a level cap almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I can still go for Crosby because I still don't have that 99 Crosby on my team, so I can still try and like I don't know who I'm going to swap him out with. That is the problem. Like it would be a side grade. It wouldn't be an upgrade,
Right.
But it is for my favorite player, so that's probably something to go for next. But yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
I mean, did you have anything? Any final thoughts on the playoffs? Since it ended, we're filming this the day after the Stanley Cup final. We're recording this the day after the Stanley Cup final ended.
I didn't think that it would bother me as much as it does.
Yeah.
That the Lightning won it.
Like once you see them celebrating.
Yeah, like I didn't watch, and like even just like it just kind of feels shitty.
A little bit. It does.
And it's like they're calling them a dynasty, and it's like
I know.
I mean, maybe
it feels like we're being a little bit bitter about it. A little bit.
I know.
But at the same time, there are legitimate reasons to be. Like the salary cap thing. Like they were $18 million over the salary cap going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they genuinely were not as good of a team before that.
Right, because they were missing their number one scorer.
Yeah, the guy who put up, over 30 points.
And I don't remember they added at the trade deadline, but they added players at the trade deadline.
Yep.
So and add in the fact that they did this in 2 half seasons.
Mm-hmm. Which I mean that I'm less like because there's nobody can control that. It is still a difficult.
Yeah, nobody can control it, but at the same time, the last time they played a full season, they got the number one. They won the President's Trophy for the number 1 record, and then got ousted immediately.
That is
in 4 games.
Very true. I think our problem is that every time it gets brought up that they've won back-to-back, the Penguins are brought up right alongside them because the Penguins are the first team to do that after the salary cap was introduced.
Right. And now they're saying that they're the second team to do it in the salary cap era.
Yes.
But how can you do that in the salary cap era if you were over the salary cap?
That is a very good point. That's a very good point.
Come on. It's a lot easier to do it in the salary cap era if the salary cap doesn't matter.
And we're not talking slightly over. We're talking almost $20 million over.
Right.
Like that's like
come on. So like you will see a Lightning fan immediately say the Blackhawks did it in their last cup. It's like, okay, they were $5 million over.
Yeah. It's almost 4 times as much.
Yeah. Like come on.
And on the flip side though, you could say it's not their fault because the system works that way and they just took advantage of it.
Yeah, okay. But there was still shenanigans. You're going to tell me that Kucherov was immediately ready?
No, of course.
For the playoffs?
Of course not.
Come on.
Like, that's why I was telling you, I wish they had owned it. Like, I wish they were like, yeah, there was an opportunity here and we took it. Instead, they were trying to play it off like Kucherov just got healthy in time.
Here's the other thing. Okay, half season, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Regular season doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah. Last year was the bubble playoffs. The format was fucked.
It was, yes.
It was not the regular format. This year's playoffs, regular format, fine. Last year's format was completely fucked.
I mean, I wouldn't say completely. I mean, it was a regular playoff except for the play-in round.
Right.
Yeah, which is a big deal. Like that's significant, but I don't know. We are being bitter about it, which is fine. I mean, we can be, but
they're a very good team.
They are. They're terrific.
They're a very good team.
They're the best team in the NHL.
But
yeah.
You cannot compare these two wins to any back-to-back wins. Any.
Yeah, I agree.
At all.
Mm-hmm.
Salary cap era or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because they did not play full seasons.
No. And, like, I think...
They did not play regular playoffs.
Right. I think, like...
whether that is their fault or not.
There is something to be...
I don't give a shit.
True.
If they do it next year, we have a different story on our hands.
We do, yeah.
Very different.
The full 82 games, they will be salary cap compliant, you would assume.
You would think.
But
I don't know. Did you see, what's his face? Who is it? Tyler Johnson, I think?
No.
Or whoever didn't play the last couple games for them. He had surgery to put a rod in his foot or whatever.
Okay.
So, he might not be ready for the start of the season.
Oh, boy.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's one thing to sit out a very, abbreviated pandemic season, but if you're going to sit a guy for 82 games just so he can come back and not take up cap space, that would be really extreme.
I mean, that's what happened to Kucherov.
Well, but it's different, though, because this was a shortened season. Like, it wasn't as much actual time.
Injury-wise, it was. Game-wise, it wasn't.
Right. I don't know. I mean, there is something to be said for the fact that they won 2 cups during a pandemic and all that entails with, all the challenges that brings. There's something to that. Like, it's definitely a different feat than a regular cup win.
It's so different that you give them an asterisk.
I mean, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I just wish it was a more exciting final.
I wish it was a more exciting playoff.
Yeah, I mean, the first 2 rounds had a lot of good series, but after that, it was, and the third, that was the second round too, right? Colorado and Vegas.
Yeah, that was the best series.
Yeah, so after the second round, it was half the playoffs were pretty rough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess a lot of people did enjoy the Tampa and Islanders best of 7. I personally did not, but yeah, I am excited for October though.
I know. Yeah,
get to see the Penguins play all the teams.
Right. But yeah, we got 2 weeks basically until expansion draft.
Expansion draft will be fun. Yeah. Now, do they have like all their players chosen ahead of time, and then the broadcast is them just like revealing it, or like, do you know how that works?
I honestly don't. Because I don't know when teams have to submit their lists.
Right. Yeah. Oh, and there's rumor of the Devils getting with the number 2 draft pick, they might get Jack Hughes' brother, Luke. Which would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
he's a top prospect this year.
Did you see Tarasenko's available?
Really?
He requested a trade.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Are there any rumors about where he'll end up?
He has a no trade clause, but he can submit 10 teams. He has a $7.5 million cap hit though.
Ooh, okay. I mean that makes sense. He's terrific.
And the reason he's leaving is because they've like mismanaged his shoulder surgeries.
Oh.
Because he's had three in like 2 years.
Wasn't there a similar story in Buffalo recently?
With Eichel. Yeah.
Eichel, or was it Eichel, or was it? I think somebody else was like upset about they wanted to get surgery, and then I feel like it wasn't Eichel, but I could be wrong.
I think it was Eichel.
Yeah, maybe it was. But yeah, that's very lousy on the part of the team. You have to look out for your guys.
Yeah, so like he had 2 surgeries with team doctors that didn't fix the problem, and then he had a outside, like, third-party surgery that supposedly corrected the 2 previous surgeries.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And this is a player who's like, if he's not in his prime, like he's, around it.
He's 30 now.
Yeah, so he's on the back end of it, but still, like, these are important years for a player.
Mm-hmm. I saw somebody say Zucker for Tarasenko, and I was like, oh, there's no shot.
No, that, like, you mentioned the possibility of John Gibson.
Yeah.
And you're like, Zucker for him would be a stretch, like, in some form. But, like, Tarasenko, that is just, like, delusional.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I'm still holding out hope that the Penguins get a goalie.
I know.
Do you know when the free agency starts?
It's got to be after the expansion draft.
Okay, after, yeah.
Maybe it's like August 1st.
That would make sense.
It's not July.
Yeah.
That's just me guessing.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting offseason for sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Some big name players on the market.
Yeah, because when's the draft?
Soon. I know it's like July something.
Let me look, because now I'm curious. Expansion draft 21st, entry draft. Oh wow, it's the 23rd.
Oh, okay, so it's like all in one weekend.
Yeah. And then free agency. I can't believe they're putting Ovechkin as the top free agent. Give me a break.
Yeah, like he's actually going to go anywhere.
Ridiculous.
What is he, just like restricted?
No. He's unrestricted.
Oh, okay, but it's just a given that he's signing with the Caps.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere. 28th free agency.
What do you think about that Ryan Nugent-Hopkins deal? The 8 years. You don't see that too much anymore.
Yeah, I didn't think they were that keen on keeping him, let alone for that long.
I mean, there were rumors leading up to it, like, where's he going to end up? Like, they were definitely getting rid of him, and then all of a sudden he's pretty much there for the rest of his career.
Right. Yeah, that was surprising.
Yeah. I mean, it's mostly front-loaded, so, like, they're not spending much in those later years, but yeah, that Edmonton has some work to do.
Oh, yeah. They'd be a spot, but for Tarasenko, but they don't need scoring.
Well, they need.
They have space. They have space, though, is the thing.
They have space. They don't need like top 6 scoring. They need like depth, and they need defense.
Yeah,
and they need goaltending.
Yeah, the thing is that like the teams that have space for Tarasenko are slim.
Yeah,
very slim.
Yeah, that's a tough year for him, I guess. Especially like when the salary cap isn't going up at all, so teams are kind of like in a crunch for money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the hockey minute.
Yep. This time we backloaded the deal.
Yeah.
For hockey minute this time.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you want to? Yeah, we should call it, right?
Yeah. Should wrap this one up. We have to save a lot for next week.
That's fine. That's good. It's good to have stuff ready to go for the next one.
It is. Next time I won't take up 15 minutes reading out spam emails. Oh, did I even say the name of that segment? I feel like I just did it.
No, but it's a good name, so you should.
I know. So whenever we read out spam or any kind of submissions, it's called Dead Letters, which I think is kind of clever.
Yeah, it's a good one. Pat yourself on the back for that one.
Thank you. Yeah, so that's going to do it for us. We'll be back next week with another one for you. So yeah, you could follow me everywhere at DeadEndRoad. Check out the Facebook DeadEndRoad TV. Follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/DeadEndRoadTV. That email again is video@deadendroad.co. Check out the YouTube archives. Just do a search for DeadEndRoad TV. You'll get there. That's probably it.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to plug. Yeah, we'll catch you in the next one.
See ya.
All right, take it easy.